Hi friends, welcome back to Learning Space. I'm glad to meet you all in this live session. So I'll be dealing about the current affairs related to the art and culture events. As promised by G.V. Rao sir, we'll be having 18 modules pertaining to the revisions of IAS Prelims 2019. So what is to be noted here is that some of those revision modules will be actually live streamed, whereas most of them will be actually uploaded in the Learning Space digital. So what happens to editorial sessions? For that, please do not worry about editorial sessions. It will be continuing as usual and they will be uploaded in Learning Space digital. So please do not think that editorials is being discontinued. Editorials will continue as usual. They will be uploaded in Learning Space digital. So yes, let us move on to the actual module. First issue pertaining to art and culture that we are taking up is the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji. So yes, government has taken up this particular issue as a 2-year long celebrations, which means it is quite a relevant issue with regard to UPSC. Be it in prelims or be it in your mains, there is a probability of asking some of the other questions pertaining to Mahatma Gandhi ji. So let us analyze about certain issues which might be important in the perspective of art and culture current events. Starting from, we have the very first issue, which is the Gandhi circuit. We'll be moving on to the International Gandhi Peace Prize. And then we have one interesting phenomena, which is a song, which is actually a very favorite bhajan that is sung by Mahatma Gandhi ji. So it has usually been there with regard to most of the meetings which has been undertaken by Mahatma Gandhi ji. This is a very favorite bhajan of Gandhi ji and the song is Vaishnava Janto. So yes, after that, we'll be moving on to the 125th year anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi's Petermaritzburg station incident. So here is where Gandhi was actually kicked out of the train. So that is again important. So please note these 4 events which will be dealing in this particular issue of 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji, starting from the Gandhi Peace Prize. So the Gandhi Peace Prize has been conferred during the years of 2015, 2016, 2017 and 2018 upon different institutions. So let us analyze them each and everything. 2015, it has been conferred upon one particular institute, which is the Vivekananda Kendra. So Vivekananda Kendra in Kanyakumari for the year 2015 for their contribution in rural development, education, development of natural resources and so on. Now, when you infer about the mission statement of Vivekananda Kendra, then only you will understand about the actual work which is being done by Kendra. So, the mission statement says that they are a spiritually oriented institution which is based upon the teachings of Vivekananda and they are involved in man building and nation building. So, how do you think they indulge in man building and nation building? That is through certain activities, like for example, they indulge in medical facilities, they indulge in providing educational facilities, they indulge in actually some sort of social service activities. So for all this, since their intent and their ideology is based upon Vivekananda Kendra's teaching, since their ideology is actually based upon Vivekananda's teaching, they have been given this particular award of Gandhi Peace Prize. Moving on to the next important year, which is 2016. This year, the award has actually been conferred to 2 institutions. One was Akshay Patra and the other is Sulabh International. So when you take Akshay Patra, it has been recently in news as well with regard to, because they have actually given the 3rd billionth food, and here is where Modi himself participated in that particular event, which means Akshay Patra Foundation is very much important. So they have actually led to the development of providing midday meals to millions of children all across India. So along with education, they have actually eradicated hunger in the form of giving midday meals. So yes, and when you talk about Sulabh International, they are basically oriented towards eradicating the condition of sanitation. They are more of orienting themselves towards providing some better sanitary conditions in India. They are also working for emancipation of manual scavengers. So let us move forward. The next year, which is 2017. Here you have one important trust, which is Ekal Abhiyan Trust. So this is very significant in their contribution towards education for rural and tribal children. Apart from that, they have also involved themselves with certain events like rural empowerment, gender and social equality, and so on. Yes, 2018, that is the very recent year. Here the award has been conferred upon one particular person. He is Sri Yohei Sasakawa. So when you take him, he has worked immensely towards eradication of leprosy from India as well as from the world. So yes, that is it about the important recipients who have got the award. Now UPSC may also ask a question about the prize itself. So you need to know about the Gandhi Peace Prize. So yes, this particular award, it has been actually instituted by the government of India in the year of 1995 because of the commemoration of the 125th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji. So what is important here is, as a part of celebration of the event of 125th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji, they have instituted one particular award, which is the Gandhi Peace Prize. So yes, what is the criteria for getting this award? That is again important. The criteria is that this is an annual award which is mostly given for individuals as well as institutions for their contribution towards social, economic and political transformation. What is to be noted here is that these institutions must be orienting their activities through Gandhian methods. Gandhian ideology and Gandhian methods must be there with regard to their activities. So yes, the second criteria is that it is open to all persons regardless of their nationality, race or gender. So who selects the particular persons? Who select the particular institutions? You have a set of jury. The jury members are the Prime Minister, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, you have the Chief Justice of India, and along with that, two eminent persons. Now again, there is a catch here. Such a kind of critical points are very, very important. The catch is that when you take the Prime Minister, the leader of opposition and Chief Justice, they are actually present in the form of the jury members, in the form of ex officio members. They are the ex officio members of that particular jury panel. Why do we call it to be ex officio members? That is because they are present by virtue of the positions which they are holding in the government. No matter what government is present, they are always be present with regard to your jury panel because of their positions which they are holding. And only achievements within 10 years preceding the nominations will be taken into account, and older work may also be considered provided its significance has not become apparent until recently, which means if its significance has been felt only at a very recent time period. And then posthumous award cannot be given usually, but provided when the death occurred subsequent to a proposal. Then even for that matter, you can award a posthumous award as well. Please note that particular point, when the death has occurred subsequent to a proposal that has been submitted to the jury. So who are the important recipients of the award? We are just taking some 5 important recipients. First of all, you have Julius Nyerere. He is actually the former president of Tanzania. We have Desmond Tutu and we have Nelson Mandela. The fourth important personality or the bank is the Grameen Bank. So yes, a point to be noted here is that when you take Desmond Tutu, Nelson Mandela and Grameen Bank, there is an interlinking connect which is actually present between Tutu, Nelson Mandela and Grameen Bank. What is that connect? I am leaving the question open here. Please try to find the answer yourself. It's a very, very easy answer and please try to find it for yourself. There is a connecting link between Desmond Tutu, Nelson Mandela and Grameen Bank. What is it? And moving on to the fifth important personality or fifth important institution which has got the Gandhi Peace Prize is your ISRO itself. So yes, please analyze the important personalities who have got this particular Gandhi Peace Award. And the next important issue we are taking up, which is in connection with the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji, is going to be Gandhi Circuit. So yes, this Gandhi Circuit is very much a part of the rural circuit theme of Swadesh Darshan scheme. So what is Swadesh Darshan scheme? You all know that Ministry of Tourism has taken up this particular Swadesh Darshan scheme, wherein they actually developed some theme based circuits. The rural circuit is wherein you are going to have the Gandhi circuit as well. So what is this Gandhi circuit basically? Here the project is basically going to be the development of Gandhi circuit around Vitiharva, Chandrahira and Turkaulia. So yes, this government commemorated the centenary celebrations of the Champaran satyagraha, and the development of Gandhi circuit is a part of this celebration. So yes, added to this 150th birth anniversary, one more point which has to be noted is this celebration of centenary celebration of Champaran satyagraha 2017-18 is said to be the 100th year celebrations of satyagraha of Champaran. So with this issue or with this matter, this particular Gandhi circuit issue has become even more important. So first of all, we need to know about the significance of these three places. First of all, let us take the Chandrahira place. So this is a village wherein, most importantly, Gandhi was stopped midway and he was actually told all the grievances which has been present with regard to the farmers in that particular village. So this is a part of your East Champaran district, and this is the significance of this particular village. Again, if you take Vitiharva, you have a Gandhi ashram there, and this has been the most important center of many of the Gandhian activities pertaining to Champaran satyagraha. And the third important place is going to be Turkaulia. So if you take Turkaulia, this is probably the most important place out of all the three places. Why do I say that? Now that is probably because you have two important places. You have two epicenters with regard to the Champaran satyagraha. So this is where the maximum gravity of the Champaran satyagraha could be felt. The first place was Turkaulia. The second place is Pipra. So this is the burning center of the indigo agitation. So with regard to the Champaran satyagraha, you must know what is this Champaran satyagraha all about, because as I've told to you, this particular Champaran satyagraha, recently we had a centenary celebration. So even from the perspective of art and culture, this might be quite important. So a quick glance with regard to the Champaran satyagraha. So this was Gandhi's first satyagraha in India. It was Gandhi's first civil disobedience movement in India. So what is this Champaran satyagraha all about? First of all, understand the farmers in Champaran, they were forced to cultivate an indigo plant, which they were very much against their own wills and fancies. And what do? They rebelled against the leadership of Gandhiji. So what happened was, when towards the end of the 19th century, German synthetic dyes replaced indigo. So what happened? The European planters, they need not want to continue this cultivation of indigo. They wanted to move away from indigo cultivation. So they have this inherent necessity, please note this point, they have this inherent necessity of moving away from indigo to some other crops. So what happened was, they wanted to release the farmers from indigo cultivation. This was their necessity. Now, the intelligence of the Britons is that what they did was, they actually said, yes, we will release the farmers from indigo cultivation provided they actually pay very high rents. They actually pay high rents and illegal dues to us. Provided they give us this, yes, we shall very well release you from the indigo cultivation. So they actually turned the situation to their own advantage. So that is the brilliance behind the Britain planters. So what happened was, the European planters, they demanded very high rents and illegal dues from the peasants in order to maximize their profit, and this is done before releasing the peasants from the indigo cultivation. So this further impoverished the peasants. The peasants were first of all impoverished because of the high prices which has been fixed by the Europeans. Apart from that, there has been this trouble of illegal dues and high demands which has been demanded by the European planters. Now Gandhiji comes into picture. So Gandhiji, he said that we will defy the order and we will actually conduct a passive resistance or civil disobedience against the unjust order. This is something that is entirely new to India. Indians have always been obliged to obey to the British orders. So this is something that is entirely new, and that is why the significance of Champaran Satyagraha is even more important, because we have actually defied an order and we have taken to something that is entirely new to India, which is the form of passive resistance. What is important for UPSC is that who are the persons who accompanied Gandhi with regard to the Champaran satyagraha. So please take a note of that, especially the activities of Rajendra Prasad and Kripalani. So these two people, please take extra attention. So Gandhi was able to convince the authorities that the thin Katia system, which is the 3/20th of the land holdings to be cultivated with indigo, that is actually going against the wills and of the particular farmers. So please remove that. Gandhi made the point very clear, and as a compromise with the planters, he actually agreed that they refund only about 25% of the money that they had illegally taken. So why only 25%? That was another question that was raised to Gandhiji, for which Gandhiji said that even if the British planters gave us 25%, that is a definite impact upon the prestige and the ego of the British planters. So by this way, Gandhi had finally won the very first battle of civil disobedience in India. What is the conclusion? This is again important from the perspective of UPSC. You need to understand, Gandhi showed the people that through the Champaran civil disobedience, what a peaceful protest could achieve. So he actually portrayed the efficacy of satyagraha. He actually went a step further and he found his feet amongst the masses. And Champaran was actually, can be said to be the precursor of many of the movements which have to be followed in the later part of India. So this is the significance with regard to Champaran satyagraha, and you need to remember Champaran satyagraha so as to remember the Gandhi circuit. The third important issue that we are taking up is the 125th year of Mahatma Gandhi's Petermaritzburg station incident. What had happened in Petermaritzburg station? Gandhi was kicked off from an all-white coach. So this is the significance of the Petermaritzburg station, which is present in South Africa. And what is important from the cultural perspective is that India, the government of India as well as the government of South Africa, they have jointly commemorated this particular event. They issued postage stamps on the theme of 125th year of Mahatma Gandhi's Petermaritzburg station incident. Along with that, South Africa has got one more event to celebrate, which is nothing but 100th year anniversary, or you can say birth centenary of Nelson Mandela. So put together the relationships, the cultural relationships between South Africa and India gets to be further more important in this perspective. So yes, a quick relook of what exactly happened in Petermaritzburg. In May 1893, Gandhi was on his way to Pretoria and he was actually there in a first class coach and he had a valid ticket. He had a valid first class ticket, but he was actually kicked out from that particular coach, telling that that was an all white coach. So yes, Gandhi was very much hurt by this incident, and because of this particular incident, he made the momentous decision to stay in South Africa and fight the racial discrimination. Out of that particular struggle only, he received this unique version of non-violent resistance, which is satyagraha. So please understand the importance of this particular 125th year of Mahatma Gandhi's Petermaritzburg station incident. In relation to this particular incident, you need to remember certain events or certain activities which has been conducted by Mahatma Gandhi when he was in South Africa. So what are those events? A very quick glance of whatever happened with regard to South Africa, starting from the Natal Indian Congress. So yes, he had set up the Natal Indian Congress, and he also started a paper which is the Indian Opinion with regard to uniting the different sections of the Indian state and formulating a satyagraha movement. And he also had a satyagraha against the registration certificate. Remember, Indians were always asked to carry a registration certificate which had their fingerprints with them, and they were to keep this registration certificate always with them at person. So what happened was, Gandhi, he actually conducted a satyagraha against this particular registration certificate. He set up a Tolstoy farm to actually house the families of the jailed passive resistors. He actually campaigned against the poll tax and the invalidation of the Indian marriages. What happened was, the Indian marriages which was not conducted as per the Christian rites, that was actually made illegal, and the children who were born out of that kind of a marriage, they were also declared to be illegal. So this was the issue, and Gandhiji campaigned against that as well. And when you take the Immigrants Regulation Act of 1913, what happened was the immigrants, the Indian immigrants, while they have to cross the border between Transvaal and Natal, if they have to cross the border, they need to have a permit. So Gandhi, he actually crossed the borders along with others, and he actually was being arrested. So these are some of the important activities pertaining to Mahatma Gandhi's experiment in South Africa, which is again in connection with the Pietermaritzburg station incident. So yes, the next important issue is significance of that particular song, which is Vaishnava Janto song, with regard to Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary celebrations. As a part of the celebrations of 150th birth anniversary of Gandhiji, some most prominent artists from 124 countries have contributed musical homage to Mahatma Gandhiji through his favorite bhajan, which is Vaishnava Janto. So yes, who's actually penned this song, who actually composed this song, is again very important. Here comes the most important Bhakti poet saint, who is Narasingh Mehta, who actually penned this particular song, and it proved to be one of the favorite bhajans of Mahatma Gandhi, who included it in most of his roster of prayers, which has been sung before his meetings. So who is Narasingh Mehta? As I've told you, he is a poet saint of Bhakti tradition, who has preached in Gujarat, and he is revered very much in Gujarati literature as Adi Kavi. So yes, please do not forget this particular personality, the Bhakti poet saint Narasingh Mehta. And next, moving on to the next important issue, you have UNESCO Global Geopark Network status. What is this status all about? So this particular status, please understand, it is very similar to how UNESCO grants your World Heritage Sites. But what is important here is this particular Global Geopark Network status has been awarded mostly to geologically significant sites. So that is the only difference. So put very simply, you have the Geological Survey of India having laid out a plan to commemorate certain heritage locations to actually be put under the Global Geopark Network status. So they have actually listed out 2 important places as a part of their candidate, as part of India's candidate to be sent to UNESCO's Global Geopark Network status. So what are those candidates? You have the Lonar Lake in Maharashtra, you have St. Mary's and Malpe Beach in the coastal Karnataka region. So first of all, let us analyze about these 2 places, the sites which has been chosen in India. As I've told you, one of the site is going to be the Meteorite Lake, which is the Lonar Lake, and the other one is going to be St. Mary's Island. So you have Lonar Crater, which is the Lonar Lake region of Maharashtra, and you have the St. Mary's Island as well. Now, let us analyze about the status of the Global Geopark Network. Now understand, the basic definition is quite important. You need to understand about the definition. UNESCO Global Geoparks, they are single unified geographical areas where sites and landscapes of international geological significance are managed with a holistic concept of protection, education and sustainable development. What are the keywords with regard to the definition? They are single unified geographical areas. The main intent is to protect them, to bring awareness about them, and for their sustainable development. You choose some sites which are of international geological significance. So it aims to enhance awareness, and most importantly, it actually tries to promote Earth's resources in a sustainable manner, mitigate the effects of climate change, and reduce the natural disaster related risk. So yes, to bring some basic environmental awareness about this particular global geoparks. So what is it all about? It's bottom-up approach of combining conservation with sustainable development while involving local community. So this is the main criteria that is actually very important with regard to the Global Geopark Network status. They have a bottom-up approach wherein they actually indulge the local communities in the conservation activities. So if you want some sites to be actually put under the Global Geopark Network, there is some criteria. You cannot do it just like that or in a very small short span of time. You need a considerable period of time. You need certain prerequisites. What are those prerequisites? First of all, you need a dedicated website, you need a corporate identity for that particular geo network, and you need a comprehensive management plan, some sort of protection activity pertaining to that particular geological place. You need some finance and management techniques, you need some partnership plans as well. So these are some of the most important things to be considered for some site to be included in this particular global geopark network. What about Lonar Lake? Now this is one of the site which is an ancient circular lake that has been created by a meteorite strike in Maharashtra. So this has been a part of the National Geo-Heritage List. Please remember, this has been a part of the National Geo-Heritage List. Right, starting from 1979 onwards, this has been included in a National Geo-Heritage Site list and is a relatively young geological site, just about 50,000 years old. So geographically, this is a very small time period. Its most remarkable feature is a near circular ejecta blanket around it. So you have a near perfect lake and a huge blanket that is covering it. So this blanket is nothing but the earth which is being thrown out because of the collision of that particular meteorite. This is probably the only known meteoritic crater in the basaltic rock in India. Next, moving on to the next important status, we have the St. Mary's Island in Malpe Beach. So the other one is St. Mary's Island, which is off the coast of Udupi in Karnataka. It is a hexagonal mosaic of basaltic rocks that was formed around 88 million years ago. And the formation is again quite interesting because of the rifting of India from the regions of Great Madagascar. You have this particular formation of the Malpe Beach and especially the basaltic rocks formation. Now this was declared as a National Geo-Heritage Site in the year of 1975. Moving on to the sixth important issue that we have the Victorian and the Art Deco ensembles of Mumbai becoming the 37th UNESCO World Heritage Site. So yes, this is a very important event culturally. So what is this ensemble of Victorian structures and what is this Art Deco style? So please understand, there is two styles that we have here. One is the Victorian style of buildings and the other is the Art Deco style of buildings. So this particular event, by conferring the 37th UNESCO World Heritage Site to the Mumbai's building, what happened was this makes Mumbai city the second city in India just after the walled city of Ahmedabad. Mumbai becomes the second important city to be inscribed upon the World Heritage List. And India right now has overall 37 sites in the World Heritage List. And this latest inscriptions gives Mumbai, the city of Mumbai, the distinction of having 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. First of all, we have Elephanta Caves, we have the Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, which is the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, and then we have the Victorian and the Art Deco ensembles. Apart from that, please remember Maharashtra also has some other World Heritage Sites, like for example, you have the Ajanta and the Ellora. So the description of the ensembles, the descriptions of the buildings is what we are going to see right now. The ensemble, first of all, understand the entire structure of buildings, they comprise of 2 architectural styles. So you have the 19th century collection of the Victorian structures, you have the 20th century Art Deco buildings. So put together, they have awarded this World Heritage Site list. The ensemble, they consist of about 94 buildings with the oval Maidan actually being in the center. So both the structures, they are conjoined by means of historical oval Maidan. So you have some of the prominent buildings which have been given as an example. Please take a look at that. And now let us move on to what is this Victorian style? What is this Art Deco style? So when you think about the architectural styles, this is where art and culture comes into picture. So you need to understand the architectural style that was brought about by the colonial British influence into India is what you term it as Victorian style, and then this is also referred to as the Indo-Gothic style. So what are the prominent features pertaining to this particular style? You have some features like pointed arch, large windows, thinner walls, some sort of domed roofs, and you also have some modern construction techniques like iron and steel work. You have some sort of brickwork, you have some sort of concrete works and so on. Broadly, these are the important prominent features. Examples would be, some of the examples are the Raj Bhavan in Kolkata, the Victoria Memorial in Kolkata, and so on. So yes, now coming on to the Art Deco style. The Art Deco style is a style of architecture and design that first appeared in France. So what is more important with regard to the Art Deco style is that this is more inclined towards modernism and fashion. So they were essentially going to create some sort of sleek, anti-traditional elegance that symbolizes wealth and sophistication. So please understand the important words here. This is more inclined towards modernism, and it is anti-traditional in its approach, and it is primarily oriented towards wealth and sophistication. It is more of a symbol of sophistication. Please remember that. So examples will be the New India Assurance Building of Mumbai, and you have some Broadway mansions in Shanghai, China. So these are some of the examples that you could cite with regard to the Art Deco style. And then the next important issue is going to be the Tagore Award for Cultural Harmony. Yes, just like how you had the Gandhi Peace Prize, one more award has also been very, very important. It has been in the news because of these three people. What happened was the President of India recently presented the Tagore Award for Cultural Harmony to three important personalities. You have Rajkumar Singh Singh, Chaya Naut. You also have Ram Banji Sutar for the years of 2014, 15 and 16. So what about these three personalities? What about these three awards, which is very, very important? Starting from Rajkumar Singh Singh. So he is actually a noted Manipuri dancer. He has won several awards, including the Padma Shri Award and the Fellowship of Sangeet Natak Academy. So that makes Rajkumar Singh Singh even more important. Now let us move on to the next important personality. We have Ram Sutar. So he is very much in news recently because of the statue that he has constructed, the statue that he has created, which is the Statue of Unity of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So yes, this personality of Ram Sutar is very, very important in the context of not just Tagore Award, but also for the designing of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue. And yes, the third important organization that we have is Chaya Naut. So Chaya Naut is actually a cultural organization which has been a part of the Bangladeshi tradition as well. What is more important is that this particular cultural organization, it has instilled the values that has been portrayed by Tagore till now in the Bangladeshi soil. So that is how Chaya Naut is very much relevant with the ideals which has been portrayed by Tagore. So yes, what is this Tagore Award all about? We need to have a quick description about the award as well. This particular award has been commemorated, has been started, it was instituted by the Government of India starting from the year of 2012, recognizing the contributions which is made by Rabindranath Tagore. So this was a part of the commemoration of his 150th birth anniversary. So from that year onwards, which is the year of 2012, wherein we commemorated the 150th birth anniversary of Tagore, we had this particular Tagore Award which is being given annually. It is awarded annually, it carries an amount of 1 crore. It also includes a plaque, a Tagore Award plaque. It also includes a scroll and a traditional handicraft item. So what is the eligibility with regard to the award? Now please understand, the eligibility criteria with regard to the Gandhi Peace Prize and with regard to the Tagore Award is running with some sort of similarity. Please understand the similarity between the two. For example, this annual award is again given to individuals, it is given to associations, organizations for their outstanding work towards promoting values of cultural harmony. So it is open to all persons regardless of their nationality, race, creed or gender, and the award may also be divided between two persons or institutions if the jury feels the same. What about the period for the award? The award shall be made annually starting from the year of 2012, and it is to be considered if none of the proposals are worth the merit to give this particular award, then the jury will be free to withhold the award that particular year. Normally, contributions which has been made during 10 years preceding the nominations are usually considered. But again, just like what we had learned with regard to Gandhi Peace Award, if some older work, if the significance of the same had been felt only recently, then you can again consider it for the same. And now a written work may also be considered provided that it has been published during the last 10 years. You need to have a proper published work. So that is important. Work by a person since deceased, yes. Even a dead person, a deceased person's work can also be considered. Work by a person since deceased cannot be subjected to an award, but if however his death had occurred subsequent to a proposal that has been submitted to the jury, you can very well consider him and give him a posthumous award. Mostly that is not considered, but what happens is, suppose his death occurred subsequent to the proposal, then he can be very much considered and a posthumous award can be given. So, very good example of a posthumous award could be cited with regard to Pandit Ravi Shankar. So, he died before he could receive the award, and the award was actually received by his wife. And now, the previous recipients with regard to the award, you have two important personalities. One is going to be the Pandit Ravi Shankar. He was given the very first Tagore award in the year of 2012. And the other important personality is going to be Maestro Zubin Mehta. Zubin Mehta was actually a music conductor. He's been well known for many of his opera shows as well. So please remember, Zubin Mehta, he has been awarded the second Tagore award in the year of 2013. So that concludes the session for the day. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.